Evening, ladies, or should I say women in business. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. So welcome to Info Session 2 under the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative. The purpose of this initiative was to help women overcome some of the challenges we face as business owners and in the workplace and in our careers. We want to feel more empowered and have confidence in our business. We want to feel respected in the workplace, and we will also want to feel as business owners that we have equal opportunities and access to capital and education and mentorship and funding. And so with that being said, I am Michaela Munnings, the Corporate Communications Manager at the Access Accelerator, SBDC, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Info Session 2. Now, this session I know is geared towards women in business, whether you're a budding entrepreneur or an existing entrepreneur on the island of Grand Bahama. So I know that we may have some other persons on the call, but where are the Grand Bahamians? Drop in the chat, which part of Grand Bahama are you from? Let us know if you are an existing business owner, if you're a budding entrepreneur, like you have your idea, you may have your license, but you haven't gotten started yet. Or if you just have that dream and that desire to start this business, and so you wanted to join this call for more information. So I'm going to be looking out in the chat. Let me see what's happening. What part of Freeport? West End? Let us know where you're representing from. Are you a business owner? Where are you in that journey? Do you fall into the idea, I have a dream phase? Are you a budding entrepreneur, or are you an existing business owner? Let us know. So I'm seeing some stuff coming in. Hudson Estates, The Ridge, Port Lucaya, Central Grand Bahama. Okay, so we have a couple of startups. West End. Okay, she just said she's from Freeport. So South Bahama. Okay, we have some business owners. And so this is great because I want you all to understand that no matter where you are in this journey, one, we at the Access Accelerator are here, we're committed. We are excited to be able to support you at every step or every phase of your entrepreneurial journey. And two, we are talking tonight specifically about funding. So I know that is one of the big challenges that we face as women in business, especially if you're launching into the deep, taking the leap of faith, as some would say, and going on to entrepreneurship. Sometimes the financial institutions aren't as flexible as we'd like them to be. And so tonight, we are here to give you more information on the funding opportunities that are available for women, not just throughout this month as we engage and continue to push the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, but actually just for the remainder of the year and into the near future. So we're excited to present that to you. So I'm only here to just bring remarks and do the welcome. I will now turn it over to our funding manager, and I will give you a brief introduction on him. His name is Mr. Valentino Bethel, and he has been engaged in the offshore banking sector of the financial services industry for more than 22 years. His career expertise has been developed over time through his experience with various institutions such as Credit Suisse Private Banking, Lloyds Bank, Dartley Bank and Trust Limited, Bank of the Bahamas Limited, and Society General Private Banking. He's held such positions as operations manager, head of financial intermediary management, and ultimately head of private banking. In addition, his expertise has also been developed by educational pursuits via certifications, trainings, and seminars over the years. Worth mentioning, he's a past nominee for Professional of the Year via the Bahamas Financial Services Board 2010 Industry Excellence Awards. So in recent years, he would have shifted to focus on more private consultancy. And in addition to that, he forged a relationship with the Small Business Development Center, or as some of you call us, SBDC, which has evolved from an external consultant and business advisor to now full-time funding manager. With his personal and family background in entrepreneurship, we truly understand, especially in the office, in the day-to-day workplace, his passion for helping the micro, small, and medium enterprises of our country via the SBDC. He's an energetic and compassionate leader, motivating, reliable, dependable, outspoken, honest, just the consummate professional, and he's well organized. He's friendly and always smiling. As a family-oriented individual, he enjoys spending time with his family and friends and loved ones, and he loves to laugh and has a very infectious personality and enjoys having fun as he makes every effort to enjoy every moment of life. Ladies, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our presenter this evening, Mr. Valentino Bethel, our funding manager at Access Accelerator, SBDC.
Well, thank you very much, Michaela. That was quite an introduction and very much appreciated.
You're welcome.
Good evening, ladies. Again, welcome to Women Entrepreneurs Initiative Info Session. So we're with you this evening until 7 p.m. and look forward to sharing lots of exciting opportunities available for you at the Small Business Development Center Access Accelerator. Tonight, we're presenting by Zoom as well as streaming live on our Access Accelerator Facebook page. Throughout our presentation, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat box and we'll do our best to answer them throughout the evening and at the end. Further, at the end, during our Q&A, we will take a few live questions. In addition, you are welcome to contact us after tonight by email, helpdesk@sbdcbahamas.com or telephone 461-7232. I'll do my best to answer your questions, and I will be supported in the chat box by my colleague, Leo Roll, Director of Client Advisory Services. Also, we encourage you, please explore our website, www.accessaccelerator.org, and visit and follow us on our various social media pages using our handle Access Accelerator. Okay, so let's dive right in. You can go ahead to the first page of the slide, please. So the purpose of this program is to empower Bahamian women with training, network, and funding opportunities. SBDC collaborated with some amazing organizations to bring this initiative to you. The Bahamas Development Bank, United States Embassy, and the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce. Next slide. Through this program, you will be afforded opportunities to connect and learn via virtual info sessions, tea parties scheduled to be hosted in New Providence, Grand Bahama, and other family islands. Academy of Women Entrepreneurs, or by networking with their graduates. SBDC fully funded women entrepreneurs and mentorship groups. Also, opportunities to access funding, grants, loans, and/or equity fundings for startup and existing businesses. Further, these funding programs are Women Entrepreneur Standalone Grant, Microloan Program, and the Guaranteed Loan Program. And lastly, this program will provide an opportunity for you to promote your business via weekly podcast series that we'll be executing, video features of women entrepreneurs via ZNS, cable TV, and the SBDC social media platforms. Next slide, please. So let's get to the meat, the funding opportunities. This is certainly the hot topic that everyone wants to know and why you're here tonight. Under the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, existing and startup MSMEs can access grant, loan, and equity funding as follows. Up to $10,000 standalone grant, up to $20,000 in a matching grant, up to $50,000 in a microloan, up to $500,000 in a guaranteed loan, and up to $250,000 in equity funding. Our funding partners are Fidelity Bank, Royal Bank of Canada, Bahamas Development Bank, Bahamas Entrepreneurial Venture Fund, Simplified Lending, National Workers Credit Union, and the Teachers and Salaried Workers Credit Union. The guarantee is provided through our partnership with the IDB and MIGA, or World Bank. 90% guarantee for industries based in agriculture, fishing, manufacturing, green energy, and technology, and 75% guarantee for all other industries. Next slide, please. So interesting SBDC statistics. To date, we have funded $26,098,369 for women-owned businesses and $46,021,067 for men-owned businesses. So that's a reflection of 36% for women-owned businesses and 64% for men-owned businesses. Women-owned businesses have averaged a 92% approval rating at our investment committee approvals for the SBDC. And the average funding request for women is $27,385 versus for men, it's $47,153. So this shows a debt appetite and risk tolerance for women is lower than men, hence the 72% disparity. But very interesting statistics here for you to digest. Next slide. We spoke earlier about the opportunity to connect and learn. Under the patronage of the wife of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Anne-Marie Davis, our initiative partners will host tea parties on the islands of New Providence, Abaco, Eleuthera, Andros, and Long Island. Further, under the patronage of the Minister of Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, our initiative partners will host the tea party on the island of Grand Bahama. The theme for the tea parties is get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And the keynote speaker will be Sherelle Sampson, CEO of Canvy. Next slide. So we spoke earlier about your access to funding. The Women Entrepreneur Standalone Grant Program, access up to $10,000. The application for this program opens April 17th until April 29th. The microloan program, the launch date of this is April 17th. A loan, you can access loans up to $50,000 with a matching grant of up to $20,000. And then the guaranteed loan, launch date of April 17th. Loan accessing loans up to $500,000. Next slide. The application process for the Women Entrepreneur Standalone Grant Program, which is funding up to $10,000, is very simple. Complete the gender equality survey. Watch the required training videos. Submit the application documents. What are those documents? An executive summary, valid passport photo page or voter's card, valid business license, or proof of the renewal application. Vendor invoices. Vendors must have a business bank account, by the way. Funds will not be dispersed to applicants or any personal bank accounts. And then wire instructions for your vendors. Thereafter, an approval or denial notice will be provided in writing within 14 business days of the application submission. Next slide. The application process for the microloan and guaranteed loan program is rather simple also. Submit the application documents for first review. A second review will be conducted if deemed necessary after a scoring process. You are then further invited to pitch your business before our investment committee. The application documents are a business plan. The SBDC will also subsidize up to $1,500 of the writer's fee. Further, your vendor invoices, your wire transfer instructions for your vendors, corporate documents if it's applicable. For example, your certificate of incorporation, certificate of incumbency, memorandum and articles of association, register of shareholders, director's resolution to obtain a loan. And then key personal resumes, your SBDC business overview, SBDC non-disclosure agreement form, your Bahamas Development Bank cover page, your Bahamas Development Bank disclosure agreement, a personal statement of affairs, driver's license and NID, historical financial statements, up to $500 of the accountant's fee to prepare your financials would also be offered by SBDC, another great benefit by the corporation. And so funding to access is up to $20,000 in a grant, which must be equal to less than 50% of the total funding request. Then up to 50,000 in a micro loan, or up to 500,000 in a guaranteed loan. And I'll take a note here to point out the point about the personal statement of affairs. In reference to your personal statement of affairs, it's something we encourage our clients to be open and transparent. We're here to help you, and the best way to be successful in our program is to be open and transparent. And so we have people who are sometimes a bit hesitant about what they're going to disclose in their personal statements of affairs. And we like to encourage you to be open, honest, and transparent about this, because in the end, especially when you are going for a guaranteed loan up to 500,000, our funding partners are going to do their own adjudication, credit background checks, and so forth. And you would not want them to find anything additional that was not disclosed in your personal statements of affairs, because if it is found that your declaration was, let's say, deficient and or omitted vital information, it would then disqualify you from the program. So we encourage you to be as honest and transparent when filling out these documents. Next slide, please. A committee, I'll talk to you now about the investment committee pitch. So as I mentioned, for the microloan and the guaranteed loan program, a part of the process after you've submitted all of your documents, you will be invited to pitch your business before our investment committee. That's an exciting opportunity. A committee of 8 rotating members with expertise in various professional industries will review your business plan and listen to your business pitch. Based on the owner's ability to present and defend her business plan and funding requests, the committee members will independently complete an online rubric with 10 voting criteria, including but not limited to business viability, management expertise, realistic projections, regulatory compliance, owner's investment, strategic partnerships, and innovative products and services or services. 5 of the 8 committee members must agree that the business plan and funding application scores 80 points or higher. The microloan portion of the funding request will conditionally be approved for up to $50,000, as well as the IDB and M or MIGA guarantee will automatically be approved between 75 to 90% of the guaranteed loan portion of the funding request, up to $500,000. And then again, a matching grant of up to $20,000 may also be approved. So the investment committee pitch is a very exciting experience. I'm sure some of you have seen shows like Shark Tank and so forth. Well, it's quite exciting. And I'm sure many of you would take a pleasure in pitching your business before them. Next slide, please. So that brings us to the end of our presentation. We encourage you to sign up today and take advantage of this great opportunity for women. There are so many opportunities, as we mentioned, via this program, the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative. And you can contact us directly by email, helpdesk@sbdcbahamas.com, or telephone 461-7232. Also, again, encourage you, please check out our website and follow us on our social media pages. We will now go to question and answer period and check out your questions in the chat box, and we'll do our best to answer them.
Okay, thank you so much, Valentino. Great presentation. Ladies, I see the numbers have climbed a bit, so there are a little over 70 of you on the call because we have to account for our team as well. As Valentino would have shared, please drop your questions in the chat, or if some of you are not afraid to speak out loud, you can use the raise your hand feature and I'll call on you to actually ask the questions that you may have. But come on, this is the time for you to get those questions in. Come Monday, April 17th, the grant applications are open, and ladies, it's a first come, first serve basis. So, you know, I know some of you are going to be up 12:01 clicking submit. Okay, so we have some questions starting to come in. Great. What is the preferred age in regards to applying for this kind of assistance?
Oh, there is no preferred age.
And that's from Alexa.
The only criteria is it is for women. So age, meaning, of course, the minimum age, I do believe, is 18, so 18 and older. But it does not, there is no maximum to it. Next.
Okay, so somebody asked if we fund small hotel properties, which is a yes. Now, she did ask, what if it's above $500,000?
Well, our program is up to 500,000. Now, of course, there may be business initiatives above that you can secure other fundings for. And I think it would be on a case-by-case basis that we could explore how a portion could be secured via our initiative if you've secured the additional via other private initiatives.
Okay, yes, and Leo would have also added, Valentino, that in special cases that we can approve up to 1 million, and they would be special with the capital S.
Indeed.
Alisa said, when you spoke about the personal statement of affairs, would it require a business plan as a part of that disclosure?
Okay, so the personal statement of affairs is separate from your business plan. The personal statements of affairs is where you declare all of your financial background, your savings, your loans, your credit history, any insurance or investments that you may own. That's what your personal statement of affairs is declaring: employment status, your income, because that is going to go to your credit worthiness with a financial institution will be evaluating. The business plan is a separate document.
Okay. Will the funding be made available to women in the orange economy and artisans, etc.? That's from Danielle.
And the simple answer to that, yes.
Okay. Leanne. Oh, this is actually a great question because I want to do a giveaway. We have a company that's sponsored a prize. And so Leanne's question is, what if I do not have a business license as yet?
Well, it's very easy to put in an application for that. Even if your license has not been received as yet, once you provide us with evidence that you have submitted the application for that and it is in process, we would accept that and allow you to progress with the journey.
Okay, so the standalone grant. Once you fill out the survey, where do you send the documents that are required? So that's Sanaya or Sandia. Those are two separate forms, actually. So the survey is one link, and once you click submit, and those submissions are your answers and responses automatically come to us. Once you would have gotten the confirmation, there's an additional button that says click here to apply for the standalone grant. So they're two separate forms, and you would actually upload your documents in that grant application. There's drop boxes for you to upload your documents before clicking submit in that application. Amanda, the launch date is April 17th. So what is the deadline? And Leo dropped that one in the chat that the deadline is April 28th. Yes, so ladies, you have a very short window, April 17th through April 28th. This is a good question, Valentino. I will let you tackle this. What if my business partner is a male? Would I still be qualified to apply for the Women Entrepreneurs Grant?
Oh, that is the sticky question. And the answer is no, unfortunately. This particular program is solely for women. So if there is a male in the mix, it will not work. Not for this particular program.
This is another great question. A part of my funding proceeds will be used for educational training abroad. Will airfare and hotel accommodations be considered in the disbursement process? So
I'm sorry, repeat that one for me, Michaela. A part of the,
sure.
Yeah, just repeat it for me.
Because they have to submit invoices to calculate the amount being requested. So she wants to know that. She says a part of the funding proceeds she'd like to use for educational training abroad. Will airfare and hotel accommodations, can those be considerations in the disbursement?
Well, this is a funding of a business. If the business initiative involves the travel expense and the business initiative involves educational or training initiatives for its management or employees, then that would be a part of the business plan. That also would be a part of the funding requirement. And in the short answer, if the business plan projects that for this business initiative to progress, it requires training of the management or staff at a certain location abroad, then the invoices would have to be provided. So again, any vendor invoices that are provided would be paid to the vendor. And could it be a vendor overseas or abroad? Most certainly, it can be a vendor abroad. So whether if it were travel, if it's in reference to travel expenses, if it's in reference to training programs, most certainly the only requirement would be those vendors, whomever is being utilized for the travel, for the training programs that are going to be executed, their vendor information would need to be provided to the SBDC in that application, because there would be no disbursement to the individual. The disbursement of funds, once approved, that's a part of the business initiative, would only go to the vendor. And the vendor, like I mentioned in the presentation, must have a business account.
Okay, Katina wants to know, Valentino, even if she's not accepted or she's not approved for the grant, would she be able to have a business mentor and the deficient details of her pitch or business plan be discussed?
Very much so. So SBDC, of course, has other initiatives where we provide training and mentorship. And so I would encourage that person to reach out to the SBDC via email or give us a call. And we definitely would be able to facilitate additional areas of service, and including, again, to that specific question, if the person was denied, would we provide information on the deficient areas? Almost certainly. And that would be a part of your mentoring, so to speak, because we would give you advice on areas that you should consider or you could consider to improve for the future.
Thank you, Valentino. Ruby Russell had a question that I can quickly answer. Can I self-deliver the information in person? No, everything must be submitted electronically through the application links. And Shavana wanted to know how often is this program offered? So this is the initial launch of the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, and we are looking to do this annually going forward. Another question, Valentino, is help available with the entire process? So I'm assuming that she's meaning from survey to application submission.
So the survey, you would have to complete that. That's your information. That's the intention of a survey, to get the personal information from the candidate. When it comes to the documents that we require, like a business plan and so forth for the microloan or the guaranteed loan, most certainly we're able to offer assistance along that line. As I mentioned in my presentation, we have business plan writers that SBDC taps into, and we have a voucher program where we would provide payment of up to $1,500 for a business plan writer. Similarly, for the accountant, an accountant, if one is required, in order to prepare the historical financials for a business. We have a pool of accountants that we utilize here through the Bahamas Institute of Chartered Accountants Association. We, again, have a voucher program there where we would pay up to $500 for the expense in that regard. So that is in a nutshell, yes, some of the services that we definitely would assist you with.
Okay, and then the initials AV, I think I understand what she's saying, because Leo attempted to answer it in the chat. So she said I may have missed it, but other than the funding amount, is there any major difference between the types of funding provided, such as specialized requirements? So Valentino, can you just go over briefly the difference between grant, loan, and equity funding for our ladies?
Most certainly. So the grant funding is, what a grant funding is monies that you will not have to repay. So of course, we are offering a standalone grant with this program. In addition to the standalone grant, we also mentioned in our presentation a matching grant, which attaches to your microloan and or guaranteed loan. So the grant is a grant from the organization in this via this program that you would not have to repay. A loan, obviously, you are being loaned the funds and you would have to repay those funds. And so again, the micro loan is for funding up to $50,000. The guaranteed loan program is for funding up to $500,000. And with the microloan and or the guaranteed loan program, there is a matching grant of up to $20,000 that can be provided. So I hope that clarified.
Thank you, Valentino.
The difference of the grants and loans.
Yes. So a lot of these were a combination of the questions from our ladies in this actual live, and as well as the persons watching on Facebook. And our Director of Client Advisory Services, Leo Roll, he did an excellent job of actually typing out some of the responses in the chat, ladies. So there are quite a number of answers in the chat. I think we would have covered everything. If there are any more questions, feel free to just raise your hand really quickly or drop it in the chat for us so that we can make sure that we capture this, because like I said, the final info session is geared towards ladies in New Providence, and that is on Monday evening. And by that time, the application would be open. And so we really want ladies to have the opportunities to have a full understanding and bring clarity to any concerns that you may have. So come Monday morning, you guys are on your phones, on your laptops, on your iPads, and you are getting this application done. But please, I do want to remind you that one of the requirements for consideration and approval, you have to complete the gender equality survey. And the link to that is on our website, as well as it's on our Facebook page and Instagram page.
I see some
Another
more
question, Valentino, if I would have applied for free grant, can I still apply for the women standalone grant?
Yes, if you've applied for a grant or you have been the recipient of a grant from another program that we've previously offered, that does not omit you from this. You most certainly can apply for multiple programs at the SBDC. That would be fine. I see another question. Can one person submit two proposals for completely separate enterprises? Yes, you most certainly can. You can be a part of one business and another, and you can have the two business entities submitting an application. That is acceptable.
And then Elisa said if there is a date for the Grand Bahama Tea Party, not as yet. We're just fine-tuning some details for that. So the tea parties in New Providence and Long Island would both be on April 23rd. The events in Eleuthera and Abaco are on April 30th. And we are currently in the process of finalizing the date for Grand Bahama. So please do stay tuned to our social media channels, or you can just send me an email at marketing@sbdcbahamas.com so that I can make sure I keep you apprised first, Elisa, of that date once it's decided. Can I use the grant to purchase a vehicle? I think you covered that already, Valentino. The answer is yes, because the funds go straight to the vendor.
Yeah. Once that purchase of a vehicle is a part of the business initiative and that's been approved, most certainly.
If you are an existing business, for how many years would you need to submit historical financials?
Good question. I stand to be corrected. I think it's 3 to 5 years of historicals, 3 to 5 years, somewhere between that. I'll get a clarity on that from my colleague, but it's between 3 to 5 years.
And I think I'm scrolling through again just to make sure, but that pretty much concludes the questions from the chat. I think we covered, yes, I scrolled through, and yeah, we covered all of your questions. And ladies, you can also feel free to contact our offices at 461-7232 should you have any additional questions, or even email us at marketing@sbdcbahamas.com. So Valentino, are there any closing remarks, reminders, anything you want to share about the program one last time before we leave?
Well, our presentation was certainly thorough. Lots of information shared. Again, you might have more questions after this. Do reach out to us via our email helpdesk@sbdcbahamas.com or our telephone contacts that given earlier. And it is an amazing opportunity for women. We encourage you to sign up and take advantage of this opportunity. The grant funding standalone grant program of $10,000, the application window is very small, April 17th to April 28th. So I encourage you to take advantage of that opportunity. That's a very small window. Of course, the microloan program funding up to $50,000 with a matching grant of $20,000. That launches April 17th. And then the guaranteed loan program funding up to $500,000, that launches April 17th. So I encourage you all again to go ahead and take advantage of the opportunity. Don't miss the window for the standalone grant. And if you have any questions, if anything is unclear, just call us and we will be able to assist you.
And so in closing, I'll take this last question because I really want to add clarity as much as possible. Someone is asking, where can they fill out the application? So as we would have just reinforced throughout this session, the application launches on the 17th. Right now, what you can do is put yourself in the top position to take the survey, and you would be ahead of the game, so that once the application launches, you can just go right into that, click submit, and be amongst the first to submit. So stay tuned to our website and social media. We will drop a reminder on the morning of the 17th, very early in the morning. And so right now, in the interim, what you can do is gather the necessary documents, which would be your passport, your business license, and the first 3 pages of your business plan, which is known as the executive summary. And so you can have all of those things ready, downloaded, just ready to upload to the application once it opens on the 17th. And so just for clarity, you can take the gender equality survey now, and then you can visit our website, our socials on the 17th, and fill out the application. Okay, ladies, thank you so much. Thank you, Grand Bahama. This has been great. This has been a wonderful session. I'm seeing so many comments in the chat saying it was very informative. Thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing so many applications. One of our strategic goals for this year as an organization is to really amplify our presence and our impact in our family islands. And so we are excited and we are hopeful that the majority of the approvals under this standalone grant program come from Grand Bahama and our out islands. And so we're excited to be able to support you in any way possible. If you need help or you have questions once you start to fill out the form and you're not sure of something, please call us, email us, direct message us on our social media platforms. We are very communicable and we are happy to help and to be able to provide you with that support as needed. So thank you for joining this live. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for bringing a friend or even questions just to make it a little bit more interesting. We look forward to having your applications. We look forward to seeing some of you even under the guaranteed loan program, because some of your ideas are just so big. They need that mega bucks, that $250,000, that $500,000, and we look forward to seeing you and helping you along your entrepreneurial journey. So have a good evening, ladies. Be blessed, stay safe, and thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Valentino, for being an amazing presenter.